board, website cannot do that. So what can do that? The business plan. So this business plan thing, if you do it very well, oftentimes we don't do it very well, and we too, as the senior people, we don't really understand. But if you're able to do it well and understand, it goes a long way to help you. Just like our senior man said that a lot of you are doing well without a business plan. But the caveat is that any business that intends to grow to become like group Indums, there is no way you can do well without this report. Would have been nicer for us to have brought some of them to come and testify. You cannot graduate from certain threshold if you don't have this report. It's not possible. It's not. You can grow all right. You can start something all right. Maybe your own room, blah, blah, blah. What have you? Oh, there's a supply here. Can you get this money? Yes. But anyone that wants to become like the group Indums, there is no way you can do away with this word, report. It's very important. So, and then we say, if you have a business, you want to grow another business out of it, you also need a plan. So we said, initiatives that require a business plan, and these are some of them. Number 3, we go to step 3. Step 3 is about questions that business plan answers. What are the questions? So look at this. Now, of these questions, we want to focus on the first 4. And it will be nice this, so that you, in a right opportunity dawns, somebody does this for you, and the person say pay. You can ask this question that I'm saying take. So everybody try and take 1, 2, 3, 4. Take it. Anytime anybody does business plan for you, try to let the person give you a proof whether number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4 is there. Now, we say, what and what questions does business plan answer? The first one is profitability. So you're going into an initiative. You yourself, you have a lot of experience, some maybe resources, your own company, your house, blah, blah, blah. The question is that, what is the extent that this business will be profitable? This is the first one. And that answer, the business plan must answer. What is the probability that this business will be profitable? The business plan must answer this one, must answer the risk, the expenditure, the payment for every worker, everything, and still tell you that it will be all profitable. The business plan must answer. The second one is very important. There's a difference between profitability and viability. I can go and get some supplies today and go to Legon. Everybody will buy everything. Immediately the semester ends and they go. I go there, not even one. So they are asking you, is it profitable and at the same time viable? So viability simply refers to, can it stand the test of time? You're selling a lot today, but can it be the same? Can you really grow it till the kingdom come? That is viability. So a lot of the microfinance institutions and other things, companies that are coming up wonderfully with nice buildings and edifices, and we heard them not too distant back, they folded up. The answer was that perhaps initially it was profitable, but it wasn't viable. Now, whether something is profitable, not viable, the business plan must answer. And don't go and meet anybody to discuss any business, whether consultant gave you, Pricewaterhouse gave you, if these questions have never been answered. If you yourself you cannot read and understand, get somebody that the person who did the business plan should interpret to him or her whether that question has what? Sufficiently been answered. Is very important. The third one is about risk. This is very important. So, I'm supplying something to Legon and people are buying. Do I have the only exclusive right to sell at Legon? No. So what about next semester? Somebody comes on board. The business plan must factor this. Anybody that wants to give you money, Now, the business that the man told us that they assessed and he won, I can assure you, everybody on the panel might have gone through that one. That it's not a business that when it is begun, in 3 years, others will come and dissipate it. Implicitly, the risk and all those things have been taken care of. Very important. And look at the wordings. It is saying, how have we estimated it properly? The risk. Very important. So there's a lot of things about that. Competition alone is not the risk. It's a different. He was talking about taxation, blah, 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 and all that. All these things are risk issue. Even if you're not likely to get people to work for you throughout because you cannot pay them and therefore they come national service, they leave you, it is also classified as what? Risk. You need to estimate all this clearly. Otherwise, if somebody is smart and the person says, but you can't pay people, how will you get quality workers and it's not taken care in the paper? They will put your own aside. So risk encompasses many things, but our assumption is that if somebody has given you this, the person has covered that one. And the fourth one, that's where we end, is that is the information in the plan reliable? We don't sit in our room and write business plan. We need data, either from the ministry or from the university, or we met an event like this and you share with us. This is what we call empirical data. So we don't sit in our office and go think and write 15 pages and give it to you as what? Business plan. No. So very soon you will see market information. We're asking, where did you get this from? So is the information very reliable? So again, anybody who does this for you also asks, where did you get this information from? Please. That's why I said take number 1, take number 2, take number 3, take number 4. Anybody who gave you 20 pages, ask the page 1 to the end, where did you get it from? If the person cannot justify this, be suspicious about him. Otherwise, if it's given to evaluators, they will throw your own aside. This is very important. Okay, we'll move on. Now, structure of the business plan. So where did we start from? First of all, we said in our page 1, we need to express our plan in a mission and a vision. Then we want to talk about the fact that there are certain initiatives that require a plan. 2, 3. We said, what are some of the questions business plan answers? There's a lot of them. It is in your stuff. But because of time, I said, focus on 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Step 4, which is the final, is talking about. So now, when I want to submit some, and I want to write, how do I, in other words, what are the content? So we want to look at that quickly. All right. So look at the things I've underlined. We said, your plan or our plan, the company I created must have 3 subheadings. Must have an introduction, and must have a middle, and must have what? An end. Clear. 3. Okay? And then it must take care of some of the things which are put over there. How did you begin the business? Blah, 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 and all that. So 3 key headings. The intro, the body of the plan, and the word, and the end. Okay. So again, somebody is submitting some to you. You're asking the question, this plan you're giving me, can I have a clear-cut demarcation with regard to what are the intro telling the story? And what are the middle talking about what do I do? How do I sell it? And then in the end, how do you summarize? And if you have annexes, maybe some stuff you don't want to include in the body of their work, you want to put in the appendix, where is there? You need to ask all this. Now, in terms of content, we have things like this. So look at this. So we said, number 1, it has to have what? Cover page, table of content. So if they are submitting this to evaluators, maybe to one factory project, you're meeting some people and they say, you're not yet there, but some panels should look into this. We award marks for all this. So look at this, cover page and what? Table of content. Why? Anybody that doesn't have table of content and I don't know what number 2 is, I need to flip through. If I am an evaluator, I said this is wasting my time. So I need to know this one at the preamble, cover page, executive summary. So if the document is about 25 page, the assumption is that have you summarized all the thing in the 25 page in say maybe a paragraph or quarter of a page, executive summary. Please take all these things and ask people when you go into this. Next one is, have you described what I do? I am into hospitality. Yeah, at East Legon, I have swimming pool, conference facility. This is it described detail? Is there? All right? And then business environmental analysis. In Ghana here, how many hotels are like this size? If we don't know that one, I won't put my money in that. This is risky business. I will not. If we don't know how many hotels like this size in the document, I won't put my money in that. Industry, just like the environment also. So this is talking about, so the bullet 4 is talking about, apart from how many hotels, every other thing that affect hotel business in Ghana, we need to get it. And then competitive market, great. Now, come here. Also, we need to include a marketing plan. I will explain all this. We need to include operation plans. We need to include management summary, financial plan, and appendix. But very quickly, come to this place. Now, all the content I mentioned, very quickly, if you are submitting this, you need to make sure that in terms of words, the words in the content, this is how you have to subdivide them. So the executive summary, not much, 5%. Market research, 40%. Strategic and tactics, 30%. Management description and financial plan. Now, somebody will want to ask, why is it that the B has 40%? Why? Why is, so the meaning of this table is saying, I am writing 20 pages business plan. How should I? Where would the evaluators award much of the points? Where? And what is on the board is say everywhere in the world. If they're asking me, I don't have to go beyond 20 pages. All right? If I do it proportionally, it's wrong. Some portion carries more weight than what? Others. So the signal here is that of the 20 pages, where I need to focus most is the number 2 or the B. Why B? It is demand that call for businesses, not businesses calling for what? Demand. Even though when you walk through the city center, people have opened shops. We call that one supply driven. Businesses are not driven by supply. Businesses are driven by demand. That's the key thing. Without the demand, there's no business in the world. If we don't have students at University of Ghana, we don't need anybody to come and do private wholesale for us. So if we just saw people just building private wholesales, for what? All right? But if the students are many and the traditional wholesales are inadequate to cater for them, an idea has what? Pop up. So they say, can you come and do PPP with us? So this is simply saying, people are writing this for you, blah, blah, blah. They come, don't pay them. Key assumption is that whether the person has really, really, really addressed the reason why you're doing the plan, and look at it, it is also supported by research, market research. So focus on that most. Very, very well. It's great. Very, very well. Market research. And because this is so important, so executive summary, market research. So I've done this, I've done that, what people will buy. And how will I sell them? That is the part C. All right? And then who are behind my firm in the financial plan. I will revisit this one again. But my key emphasis is on the B. It's very important. Don't demarcate your business plan into same